It looks like it's a brand new day in this wonderfully cold, nasty delta of a zone called Bleak Inlet. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to the Long Dark and our interloper run. I get to have some fun today. We get to do some afternoon recording, and I haven't gotten to do any afternoon recording in a really long time, so evening, I should say. So we're going to do a little bit of fun. We're going to try to figure out a couple of things and hopefully get through a little bit more of Bleak Inlet today. There are a couple of places that I do think we need to hit before we decide to wander our way towards Black Rock. And on that note, we'll talk about that as the day goes. And I want to make sure we hit those spots because they are important for interlopers or players or anybody for that matter to know. So what we need to do and understand about Bleak, and for that matter Black Rock, since we're going to be working this both directions, is that we're going to need to want to kind of carry fire or warmth with us all the time. Now, I know I put a bunch of torches away and we didn't bring them with us. I want to make sure we bring a couple of things just along so that we can start getting this in our heads that this is something we're going to need to do. I also want to make sure that we have plenty of these on us for the moment. Yes, I know we're going to be playing on that edge of things are almost always going to be kind of hurt for a second. So I want to make sure we get a couple of things sorted, and then we're going to make our way towards the cannery via a couple of little spots. I'm going to actually wanted to bring all these with us as well. We're going to be heavy for a while. There's no point in ignoring that fact. We're going to be heavy for a little while. So last episode, we checked a couple of things out, and I said maybe we might go check the bear cave out. I think we're going to leave him alone for the time being. I did spend quite a bit of time actually fishing, which is excellent. Speaking of, I don't want you, my friend. Now, one thing to be aware of, this bear is a good bear to kill if you're in the area. He will come right by the house. I mean, he'll come right by here. I've actually had him die right over there. The best place to hunt said bear is from that fishing hut right there. We're not going to hunt him. We're not going to mess with him because I don't need him right now. I have a better thought in my head, but for those of you that think you need to do a few things, the best option is to try to hunt him from the fishing hut because he can't get you in the fishing hut, and you are more or less protected kind of inside that fishing hut. So it's a good place to hunt him from. We now have to kill a little bit of time because he's going to be in our way. So, how do we want to do this? We've got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of fun things to do. I know it's kind of dark in here right now. I'm going to leave the curtains. Actually, let's see. Can we do any of that? Do we need to do any of that? No, everything looks fantastic as far as clothing and things are concerned. We're not that heavy, I don't think. Everything should be good here. This is another one of those zones where, oh, right, I forgot I picked this up. You don't need that. This can stay here. That came from somewhere up on the other place. I think it came from the other house over there, so that'll get rid of a little bit of space. Most of this stuff we're not going to worry about. This is a zone where you can kind of fiddle with your warmth and windproof bonuses if you so desire. Because here it's pretty stinking cold. In Bleak, it's pretty stinking cold, and the wind blows a lot. So what you can do is you can trade if you're concerned at all. Again, the main reason why I'm wearing this on the outside is for that 20% protection. That's the main reason why I'm wearing this. But if I feel like I can deal with 15% protection and another couple of more degrees of warmth bonus, we can switch these two. So we'll put you right there and we'll put you right here on the inside so that we'll now get a little bit more windproof bonus. Our warmth bonus doesn't change, but the windproof bonus does. Notice that our protection went down quite a bit, but, 5%. But that's fine as long as we pay attention. So this is a thing that you can kind of do. There are only timber wolves in this area, and bear, and moose. And timbers we can kind of play with. So I think what we're going to try to do is going to carefully get out of the cabin. And hopefully he has gone on. So what he'll do is he'll walk from pretty much what he'll do is he'll go out of his cave and either go up around the river and around out towards the top over by those trees and then down under the bridge in front of that fishing hut and then right up here up to his house, or he'll go around and come back and come around and go over. The other thing that we did forget to do yesterday or last episode, and it's a thing that I want to go do very quickly right now, is I forgot to look for some matches. So one of the very important things to do when you're in a general zone, especially when you're playing Interloper, is to learn where all of your match spawns are. So one of the things I should say that me playing the many starts that I started with As It Had Sleep was learning that there's an almost, there's a 50% chance, generally speaking, of a match spawn right here. There are some loose, what I would call loose matches out in the world in this zone. And there's a couple of places they'll be. And we'll try to visit both of them, and I'll try to make sure I mention them. But sometimes they're right
I'll take it.
there. So when you're playing As It Had Sleep, there are two things you want to look for when you're playing. And I know this is kind of one of those deals. There are two things you're going to want to look for when you start that challenge. One of which is I want the pot, but the pot's not a big, massive deal. The other thing I want is I want to know where those matches are as quickly as possible, because they give you like 4 or 5 matches to start with. Now, there's also a piece of firewood here that we don't really need, but this is a big deal. So let's take our tail back over to the cabin really quickly and go ahead and do a couple other things. I just wanted to make sure I checked for those because we did forget them, and I watched that episode back and I was like, oh, you idiot, you forgot to show them that. That's a very important thing to go looking for. Now, I mean, this late in the game, we don't really care, but if you're starting or you run into Bleak Inlet very quickly, then that's something you would want to look at. It's a nice afternoon on a Friday. I get to finally just cool out and play a game, have fun, talk to you guys. Let's get back in the house and warm back up. We're going to have to do a couple of things. I think the first thing I'm going to do is light a very quick torch fire out here just so I can get a torch and then go in the house and make a couple of teas, I think, if we have any.
Little fire.
Oh, it went. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Pull torch. Go inside. And let's go ahead and make us some warm stuff. So again, I want to start practicing cold weather techniques. As we saw, as you guys looked, it's earlier kind of on in the day, and with our current warmth bonus of pretty close to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty close. I mean, you guys can do your math for Celsius, but basically the number I'm going to be concerned about is the 0 number in Fahrenheit versus where that lies with Celsius. And that's about the difference between 17 or 18 degrees negative in Celsius. So something that you kind of want to learn about and play with is understanding where the cold actually lies and how cold things can actually get in this game. This is one of those games that's really, really, really cold. And where in the heck did I leave my pot? Oh, I left it out there. We'll have to go get it in the fishing tank. Fishing hut. I wanted to look and see if we had any kind of anything. So we do have a bunch of these teas. All right, we do have some teas. We have some stuff. Let's go ahead and warm up some of these teas here. And I want to go ahead and just immediately warm one of these guys up, and then we're going to cook one. Because what we're going to do is we're going to drink that right off the bat. So let's make another one. No. Well, we can make some water. No big deal. Pick that up. And I done already screwed up. Put a stick on this. We got plenty of sticks. Now you have to, again, remember to pick your teas up and move them so that they don't go off on you. And we screwed up, so we're going to do this. Make sure we get rid of that. It's only 13 minutes. It's not like it's a big deal. Give it a little bit more fuel. And then what I want to do is make sure I cook one more of these prepared birch barks. Go ahead, cook that. Pick that up so that we keep it. Pick it up. We're going to drink that one. And the reason why I'm going to try to start most of the days with a birch bark tea, a hot birch bark tea, or at least when we're moving, is because, for one, that's going to give us, if you push the right button, the restore condition thing that's going to allow us to kind of recover from any little damage that we may play with. Plus, it will give us an hour, well, give us an hour in-game time worth of warming up bonus, which is going to make it reasonably warm. That's also going to change how the outside temperature reacts to us. So we're now a plus 14 degrees. But once we get out here in the wind, that might change. So we're down to and a couple of things. Now, I could have pulled a torch off of that. Again, one thing about Bleak is there's almost always a sunny day. I mean, almost a sunny day, which is just so cool about this area. The warmth bonus is a very important thing to play with because it means your temperature goes down slower regardless of how cold it actually is. So the other thing we could do, and I guess let's just try it. I think we're probably pretty short on how much firewood do we have. I've got one torch left, or stick left. Let's get up the hill over here and head towards the other little section that I want to look at today, or at least the other oddball section before we head for the washed out trailers. Is going to be a spot where we may have to actually fight some timber wolves. Maybe. So let's go over here and take a look. Get me up, please. You guys are probably begging for action. Everybody wants to see somebody get hurt in this game. So let's go see if we can find a stick and go do a small amount of exploring. Keep our eyes open for those fuzzy little critters that we don't like. I need some more sticks before I get too excited. Yeah, there's usually one or two laying right here. I just need one to be able to start a fire. So we spoke about it last time. Let's see. Do we have an extra? Are we doing this thing? Yes, we're doing that thing in this one too. So we spoke about it last time that there's a bunch of timber wolves that hang out in this zone. And this area is one of the places that they'll do. And they'll be kind of over there or over there on that hill or at this little pond. They'll be right in this area. And looks like they're actually probably up a little higher right now. The game tends to move animals around. So when you go inside or do something, the animals may or may not be there when you go back outside. It's kind of just like we just saw with the bear, that they weren't necessarily there. And looky, you get to see a difference here. You get to see a difference. Do you see the difference? With the survival update, there was a major change in the interior on the cars. They don't look the same anymore. They updated them. So we're going to go see about trying to find a spot over here and play with the wind. Because we're very encumbered at this point, or at least 5 or 6 pounds over encumbered at this point. We're going to be a little slow. I want to go, there's a little crack right over here. We're going to go up this little channel and then hopefully try to come back down without dying. Again, this zone is cold. This zone is windy. This zone, the weather will change on a dime in this zone. So there's a timber right there. He doesn't see us yet. We'll be fine. I need to shut up and listen. That sounded like one was right here. Let's see, here's the difference in the cold. We're now -5. Watching your temperature meter go down, it is now probably time to drink one of those warm teas. And I think, as I might have shown at one point in time, there's a reason why you kind of want to hang on to dry foods as you wander through your playthroughs, especially when you're playing Interloper or you're playing in really cold zones. Is because dry foods like crackers or the jerky, if you eat just a small amount of it, what it'll do is it'll crack this this thirst meter out open enough so that you can drink another cold beverage, or a warm beverage, excuse me, or a healing beverage. So it's something to pay attention to. That's why we keep some crackers on us, although I have plenty of crackers. Crackers are by far the best kind of food in the game to kind of hang on to. They are definitely a desperate food item. They will give you lots and lots and lots of food for a very, very low weight. And they will also give you that ability to be able to drink that healing or warming tea when you absolutely have to. So this is the pond I was kind of talking about. There's another kind of a little area over there. We're going to go kind of on this direction up through this area, but I did want to kind of pick these guys up. And unfortunately, it's going to be stupid windy and cold in this zone. So I'm going to have to reserve myself and not be so concerned about the fact we're going to be losing condition to the cold in Bleak Inlet. It's one of those things you're just going to have to resign yourself to. It's going to be cold. You're going to hurt yourself. And of course, we're stinking heavy, so we can't move very quickly. But I did want to look at something. So there's not a whole lot back there. We don't need to worry about it. But we are going to go up this little climbing point. If I can get over there. And up we go. All righty. So the interesting thing about that is that's the bridge that goes to the radio tower over here, and you can kind of tend to worm your way through this mess if you're very careful. There we go. You don't have to cut it. This is a kind of a hidey hole secret spot. Yes, secret mountain path. Do we have anything still warm? No. We're going to have to get up to the top and go warm things up. So I actually am kind of very glad. I guess we can continue to talk about certain things, updates and things. Did you notice how the wind changed? Did you notice how the wind stopped blowing for a second? And it's going to change, and the weather's going to turn around, and everything's going to be weird. Bleak is very good for sudden, short bursts of wind followed by quiet times. It's very, very, very hard to keep a torch burning in this zone. So what I'm saying, I'm kind of very glad about the fact, I'm very glad about the fact that we got to come to Bleak before we get to Blackrock, is this is going to be training for Blackrock. So I took a 120-day-old interloper character that I've had for quite a while into Blackrock after I got her suited up and ready to go. She was actually one of the contenders for the long run character that I was going to keep and kind of play with, but I couldn't get her started fast enough. I couldn't get her geared at the point. Like I said, at 120 some odd days, she was still wearing a wolf coat and a Mackinac jacket, so she was pretty sorry. She had most everything else, but if for whatever reason that one I was having a really hard time hunting animals. But I had hunted quite a few animals and got most of all of the pieces that we needed, to include the moose hide and a couple of bear hides. So she had enough materials to go in. But she was older than Ash Canyon, I believe, at that point, and she didn't have the backpack, so it was kind of a pain in the butt. I was pretty much encumbered all the time because of all the stuff I needed to haul around. But it was interesting, and I did learn a lot from it. So we're going to go in with this character, at least the character that I'm most concerned about losing, which is this one. And we're going to have fun. We're going to learn a little bit more. I understand now what I need to be paying attention to, which is practicing in a zone like this and understanding how to deal with the cold weather kind of stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Blackrock is incredibly cold. It's just, I couldn't believe how cold it always was, no matter what I did. So, oh, cool. There's some stuff here. We have some junks, a bed, a book, and a dead guy. Now, this little section right here, this is an excellent place to come if you are a different level of difficulty player. So we're going to go ahead and do the thing, which is
Sure getting cold.
practice, starting a simple fire, warming teas, and getting back to warmth up to where do we need to be. And I don't want to do any more than that. All I'm going to do right now, we're going to be suffering for cold for a while. So all I need is a fire to be able to warm these two guys up just for a minute So if I do that and then hit this and drink that, I probably should have drank this one, but it doesn't really matter. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to just continue to keep doing that over and over and over again. Now, with that being said, now that it's getting on towards the end of the day and the wind is not blowing, we're going to light a torch. No, I want to light it on the fire so that we can get our extra 3 degrees warmth bonus here. So if I put this down, drop it. If I go over here, let's see if I can get out of the cold. 18 degrees. 25. That's actually quite a big difference. It must have warmed up. So from here, you can mountain goat down this kind of face here and go out and go over that direction. I'm going to say probably that's what we're going to do, mainly because of the fact our destination is going to be some trailers that are kind of right over there. The bridge, those cars, I mean, I guess we probably should just go back through the cars and see what we can do. We have plenty of time. If you're looking to try to get out of this zone in a hurry, from, like, say, if you start over there from Ezaded Sleep, you just run up this hill, then you can kind of go right down and get over there. But there are some things that you want to find in this zone, or for that matter, if you're playing any level of difficulty, there are some things in this zone you want to find. So our goal at this point is to go back down to the bridge, go across the bridge, and then get to the washed out trailers, hopefully, for the day. So I think since we did all this, I mean, look at,
Cold is making my head feel.
there's some saplings, there's another sapling, there's all kinds of things. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of push on forward, and I think I will see you guys when we get to the bridge. Okay, let's go ahead and warm a couple of teas back up. I know we have a bunch of stuff, but again, this is going to be one of those, you're going to use this stuff up to use this stuff up. You're here to do this, and we're going to start having what looks like possibly a snowstorm. So we're going to put this away and warm that up. Drink one of them at least. One should be good enough to get us through the day. I do have a feeling we're probably going to have a problem with the weather here in just a minute. Let's grab, why am I carrying one of those? Use that for a second. Well, it might be all right. We'll see how this goes. So, one of the big things that's important to know about this section of the map is that corner right around this big rock right here, that corner, all of that's thin ice, and you can't walk all of it even with the crampons. So, good luck with that. That's why I kind of showed you that little hole up through there, that if you need to get around and you don't feel like walking all the way around to get to the other side, you can go up that mountain pass and around and just kind of walk down the rocks. So let's check out all these cars and see if we find anything. Yeah, they did update all the interiors, didn't they? Cool. Battery? No battery. And again, not much. I will take you because that's leather. Even the cars have newer interiors, at least newly redesigned interiors. This is all different. I think a glove box used to be down here for that matter. Did they do anything on the inside of this? No, that looks about the same. see no reason to get into the back seat. I think we're probably going to have some nasty times. Give me another torch. Just trying to do what I can to stay as healthy as possible. Yeah, it's not bad, actually. It's pretty warm here. That's the one thing about Bleak, is Bleak can be really, really, really warm, or it can be really, 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 really cold. But days like today, you want to spend as much time as you can walking around, exploring. Because even if it's like this, you might get wet, but you're going to stay cold or stay warm. So let's go over to this trailer and see if there's anything good in it. Well, there's a dead guy this time.
Gotta warm up some.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. I kind of want to don't drink that other tea, even though I know we can make some more. Don't see anything. Now, sometimes right here by the back tire over here, there'll be a pack of matches. Like I said, that matches pack that we found, it has several locations in this zone that it's going to be. This is one of them. Right over there by that dock right there is one, and then there's going to be a spot over by, if I could jump, you could see it. Right over there by those trailers right there where they'll be. So there's always going to be a pack of matches somewhere in this zone. I've never not found them in one of those three places. Oh, candy bar. Thank you. We're actually kind of low on food. We might have to go hunt something. It was edible even. Check that out. And the wonderful and infamous cannery in Bleak Inlet. The only reason why you would come here, if you're anybody other than an interloper. Do we dare try to get to the trailers tonight? Or do we stay in the other trailers? This is the issue with Bleak Inlet, and we're going to stay here just kind of thinking about it. This is the issue with this zone. There is only one workbench here. Only one. In this entire zone, there's only one workbench here. And guess where it is? Yeah, you're right. It's inside the cannery, which we can't see right now. It's behind the ship, behind that big red barn. Or like I say, there might be two at this point, but there's only one place to repair or build anything, and it's in this zone, this little area right here. For those of you that have never been here, for those of you that don't know, not only is there a pack of Timberwolves that live in this thing, there's a scripted pack of Timberwolves that live in this thing. There's two packs that live here. If you notice, they're headed out the door, which means they're going to come out here looking for us. Which means, unfortunately, we may have to fight this pack. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you, you're watching this, you know what a Timberwolf is like. So what we're going to try to do is we're kind of heavy. We're getting ready to start going down on, yeah, we're starting to go down on carried capacity. Is this one still hot? No, they're both already cold. Wow, that was quick. And we just lost the warmth bonus, so we're going to start having problems pretty soon. Where did he go? Did it? I'm going to have to watch that back. I swear they just walked out the front. Where did it go? I usually tend to be very careful when I approach this area, and I mean very careful. Because it's a shooting gallery for them. They can beat on me all I want to. I have a bow and arrow that will only kill them. Will only kill them if I get a headshot. Only. I think the game reset. I swear we watched them walk out. Nope. They work on line of sight. They work on smell. They're going to hear us. They're going to see us. I wanted to try to get to the other trailers to the other side over here before we had to deal with them. But we may have to go into the cannery already.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Yeah, I know. You'll be fine. I know I'm being a little chicken, but I do kind of want to not hunt them right now. It's a little late in the episode to try to hunt them. We can deal with them tomorrow. You stay looking that direction, buddy. You're right there. I'll come bother you guys tomorrow. Promise. Now, I know I'm perfectly safe. Uh-oh, he's coming. Yep. Knew it. All right. I was hoping not to have to show this right now, but I'm going to show you the one thing that they are utterly afraid of, and that's fire. See? They won't touch you. They don't like it. They're scared. They make all kinds of noise. But the one thing that keeps them at bay, it's unnerving as heck, completely unnerving, is fire. They don't like it. And for that matter, look, there's a section with that pack. There is a section with that pack that they will break their morale right in this road if you just keep walking away from them. Now, the problem is the pack is all split up. One went that way, one went that way, one went back into the cannery. What's neat about all that mess is we could go hunt those suckers now because they'll be scared of us. They'll run away from us. So the thing about timbers, the biggest thing about timbers is just walk with fire if you can. Don't stop. Just walk with fire if you can. So we're going to check this trailer. We're going to check this truck out. We're going to check these two trailers out. We're going to see if there's any food in them. And if not, then I guess we're going to be eating cattails tonight for dinner, my friends. And start off with something else in the next episode. So let's see what we get. Oh, there's a candy bar.
It's so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
And there's a guns book that's only good for nothing. Nothing today. Nothing today. That's not great. All right, well, let's go to the next trailer. We're going to have to make a fire. We're going to have to harvest some of this wood up. Again, it's another one of those things. You have to get yourself in the habit of thinking about how cold it is in this zone. Right now, it's really, really, really nice, and it's towards the end of the day. That's about normal. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up. It's going to be minus degrees. Bleak is like by far the coldest zone I think I've ever been in, period. And from watching other players play the game, probably the coldest zone recorded so far. So you got to kind of be careful about where you are and what you're doing in this zone. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep this fire going for just a little bit more, and we're going to look around. We check. We didn't get any kind of food, which means yay, hooray, we get to eat nothing but garbage. So what I want to do is I'm going to go outside really, really, very, very, very quickly. We're going to make us a couple of torches, and then we're going to call it for the evening, for the day, for this Astrid, and then she's going to go to bed and get ready to go deal with these wolves.
I can't feel my hands.
So I think, actually there's a spot. I always do this wrong. How much wood do we own at this point? I got one of those and a bunch of sticks. Okay, so right about in here is a pretty safe place. Which is crazy because there's a propane tank right there. Right there. All right, so this is going to be Bleak Inlet in its last little dying breath. I'm going to add a piece of reclaimed wood and, again, pull torches
Getting kind of heavy.
because we're going to need them for tomorrow. Doesn't really matter what they are. I mean, I usually get mad and throw those kinds of torches away, but we're going to pull a few torches, and then we're going to, with that, cook 2 more teas. And maybe even a coffee for that matter. I just want to kind of stand right here and make sure that goes to where it needs to go. Again, not worried about our condition. I know you're freezing and you'll be fine. I think we can cook another set. Let's cook, man, I really don't want to. We'll cook one of those. And then I'll cook one of these. And we'll do one more stick. How much water do we have? Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Because we're going to drink the herbal tea to recover our condition. Excuse me. I didn't want to do that. Dang it. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Grab torch.
Drop any of this gear.
And we're just going to go inside. And find the spots right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead past time, get her setted, get in bed, and get ready to go. And I will see you guys in the next episode, where we'll go see what the Cannery, maybe, is all about. Or we'll go out to Little Island and see what Little Island is all about. Until then, see you guys. Bye.